Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video I am actually weirdly excited about. You guys always comment that you like seeing a variety of content on my channel, and I thought I'm just going to step out of my box a little bit and look at some makeup trends, but some makeup trends that I wouldn't usually look too closely at or necessarily follow. And these are Korean beauty makeup trends or K-beauty makeup trends. I will say that I'm not an expert in this area at all, and some of these might be more Asian as opposed to just Korean specific, or they may have just been made popular by Korean beauty. I feel like Korean beauty trends or Asian beauty trends are really popular at the moment or are very influential on Western beauty trends. You would have seen products that have been released that may have been inspired by things that are traditionally more specifically come from Asian beauty brands, and also some of the techniques and the way that people apply makeup, particularly on like the runway or more editorial, are taking inspiration from that as well. So I've got 5 kind of Korean beauty or Asian beauty trends that are popular at the moment that I'm going to test out on myself. I've never done this before. I don't know how it's going to go. It could be a complete disaster. I'm excited about some, apprehensive about others, but let's get started. Okay, so I've just zoomed you guys in a little bit closer, popped the hair out of the way and put a little bit of moisturizer on my face, because our first beauty trend to try is cushion makeup, or specifically cushion foundation. So I'm sure you would have seen little compacts like this pop up. They have started to infiltrate Western beauty brands. Lancome recently, or actually it was like last year, they've had it out for a while, had brought out a cushion foundation. It Cosmetics has one, L'Oreal launched one last year, and it's just hit the Australian market this month. Today I'm going to be testing out the Dr. Jart. This is the Time Returning BB Cushion. I've got the shade 02 Light Medium. It's sort of like a typical, it almost looks a bit like a powder compact, but the foundation itself is held in a cushion or sponge. I think this is something that would be really convenient, great for chucking in your handbag. The only people that are probably not going to enjoy this are those of you who are a little bit germophobic and don't like the idea of a sponge. However, I got over the little sponge on the top of the Maybelline Age Rewind products, and I'm sure that it's antimicrobial and all that kind of stuff. So I'm kind of actually really excited to try this. It does come with a little sponge that you are supposed to apply with. I want to keep this clean for mainly on the go touch-ups, so I'm going to just use my beauty blender to try with. So automatically I can see that this is a really nice color match for me. And it's giving me decent coverage as well. It's really easy to get the product out. It doesn't require too much. You just sort of tap it on and it comes out. This would definitely be great to travel with. I'd say that it's given me light, maybe slightly moving up into medium coverage. I've had a breakout down here, unfortunately, so that is certainly not covered up at this point, but I do really like the finish of the product. I thought for those of you who are sort of stuck on makeup brushes that I could try using it with a brush just to see if you could use this type of product as well. So I'm just going to tap my brush into the product. Oh, yep, see, you can still, if you are sort of set on applying foundation with a brush, I don't see why that you couldn't use this product still. Just dip in your brush into it. I've got to say that this is one trend that I definitely enjoy. I like the way it looks. I definitely want to try the L'Oreal version, and if you have tried one of the sort of Asian brands, whether it be like a Japanese brand or a Korean brand of a cushion foundation, let me know which one you would recommend, and I might try to get online and test it out for myself. I know they also have cushion blushes as well, and maybe even bronzers and other face products, so I'd definitely be intrigued to try them, but this trend gets a thumbs up from me so far. I really like it. I filled in my brows and applied some concealer, because any Asian beauty photo that I ever see, they've always got really clear, perfected skin. And then I've also put a little bit of a shimmery eyeshadow on the lid to get us ready for our next trend, which is puppy liner. Puppy liner is new to me. It's something that I haven't tried. I've heard of it, but I wasn't really sure exactly what it was. Basically, it is where your eyeliner tilts down at the end as opposed to tilting up. Basically, you're supposed to draw a thin line across the upper lash line, thickening it towards the end, and then bringing it further, extending it past the outer part of your eye, which when your eye is open will give it that downward slant. That's how it looks with just the top lash line done, and I thought I wouldn't like it, but I'm surprisingly enjoying it. I thought it would make your eyes look really droopy, and it does in a way, but at the same time I feel like it gives them a slightly more rounded shape. And once you add mascara, I could get into this puppy liner. The way to further enhance it or to go that next step is to also do a little bit of under eye eyeliner. Usually it's just the outer corner and it's quite thick to again enhance that rounded look. It's almost bringing the eye down a little bit. I'm going to do this with a pencil. I'm going to connect to where your eyeliner ends and just bring it across to about the, I guess, the pupil, where your pupil begins. I'm just going to use a little brush to blend that out slightly. And it's okay if you actually bring it down quite far in that outer corner and then you slowly taper it back up towards the lash line. I'm then going to diffuse this even further with a little bit of brown eyeshadow. So that's how it looks on me without any mascara. I don't know if I've got it 100% correct, but I feel like I've got the general principles down and I actually don't mind the look. I thought it would be completely weird on my eye shape, but I could see me actually wearing this out from time to time and quite enjoying it. I'll pop on some mascara when I can find some so you guys can see how it looks with mascara as well. So let's move on to trend number 3, which I think is something that's very similar to strobing. It's really just adding shape to the face by using just highlight or light rather than contouring with bronzers and contour powders and things like that. So a few demonstrations that I've seen generally use either like a light kind of cream or just like a liquid highlight and applying them generally to where you would apply highlight to the face. I'm just going to pop a little bit to the tops of my cheekbones. You also want to put a little bit coming out from the side of your mouth. A little bit in the center of the chin, center of the nose, a little bit above the brows, and Cupid's bow. I look kind of scary at the moment, but I promise you it'll be fine once you blend it out, just using the Beauty Blender. And you can kind of see already how it starts to give you dimension to your face without actually like adding contour or bronzer. I feel like this looks quite stark on camera, particularly for me because I'm used to seeing more bronzed and warm tones on the skin, but it certainly has sort of emphasized my cheekbones and given a little bit more shape to my face. And obviously you can be a lot more precise if you want. We are going to bring back some color, so don't worry. Our 4th trend is orange blush, which is another one that scared me a touch. I had to actually struggle to find an orange blush in my collection. I found this one from Cranebrook, which I believe is actually a Japanese brand. So I'm going to use the orange shade here. For those of you who also may be struggling, I also noticed that I had a bit of an orange shade in this Essence Blush Up powder blush. This is the shade Heat Wave, so you can usually find it. The other option is also to maybe look at any of the orange eyeshadows you have because these could certainly be used as a blush. So I'm going to take a little bit, and the placement of this is also important as part of the trend. They go for it quite high on the cheekbone to give a more lifted look to the face. Blending it in. You know what, I thought it was going to look quite clown-like, but it actually doesn't look too bad. I usually stay away from orange completely, orange lips, orange cheeks, orange eyes, because I just feel like it doesn't really suit my colouring, but just looking in the viewfinder, sorry I'm looking at myself a lot in this video, but I'm really kind of apprehensive as to how I'm going to turn out at the end of this one. I actually don't mind that. Okay, 5th and final makeup trend, probably the one that you are most aware of or that you've seen quite a bit of. It is the ombre lip, something that's definitely been embraced in more Western makeup. If you've seen the Maybelline Color Blur products that launched recently, very sort of swayed towards getting that ombre lip. I'm going to start by just applying some sort of excess foundation around the edge of my mouth. I think the key to this is trying to make sure that the product around the edge is like the color of your skin and not too light. I did this once with concealer and it looked like I had like white lips and it did not work. I mean, it looks like I have white lips now, but they looked like ghostly white. And then I'm going to take a bold color. I might take a mixture of a couple of colors. I pulled out the Powder About It lip color from Sports Girl in the shade Fruit Tingle. And then I also have this CoverGirl Lip Perfection Jumbo Gloss Balm in the shade number 235. So start with a little bit of this, and what you want to do is put it right in the center of your lips, kind of in the gap where they connect. And then once you do that, you want to just sort of lightly blend the edges outwards, keeping the concentration of color right in the center. And then once it's kind of blended to your liking, I'm going to go over the top with a clear gloss, and I'm going to take this right to the edge of the lips just so you can see the full shape of your lips and so they don't start to look like they're shrunken or small. I'm going to use my finger just so I don't lose that ombre-ness. Try not to. Okay, and then we have the ombre lip, which is another one that I thought I wouldn't necessarily like, but if you do it to a subtle extent, now obviously you can be a lot more harsh, go really, really pale and only have the color right in the center, but if you sort of blend it outwards, I feel like this is quite wearable actually. Okay, that pretty much brings us to the end of this trends look. I'm going to jump back one just because I forgot to put a little bit of actual like shimmery highlight on. This is the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector in Pearl, just because I don't like finishing off any makeup tutorial without a little bit of highlight. It's always fun. You guys know me, I'm all about the highlight. Okay, that's it. 5 K-beauty or Asian beauty trends for you to try at home. To be honest, this is actually a lot more wearable than I thought it was going to be. I really expected to come out looking like completely away from how I would usually look, if that makes sense. But I actually quite like it. Let me know what you think. Are there any of these that you would be willing to try for yourself? If you are of Asian descent, or if you are from Korea or Japan and you happen to be watching this video, let me know how bad have I gone with these trends. And are there other trends that I could potentially try? Are there things that work for sort of all face shapes and face types, or things that we can draw inspiration from? I think it's great to draw inspiration from other cultures. Even if it's different to what you would usually do, why not give it a shot and see how it turns out? I'm actually quite happy with the way it turned out. I'm glad that I did it. If you did enjoy this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. I will have a list of all the products that I mentioned in the description box below. And other than that, I hope you guys are doing really well. My name is Rachel and I'll see you all next time. Bye!